Welcome back to The Running Guy. I'm Aston, and today I'm talking about stress. Good stress, bad stress, it's all stress. I also apologise for the rough dial. I've just given myself another shave. Keeping it short. If you haven't seen me 6 months ago, the hair was down to the shoulders, but at the moment it's just maintaining low hair, so I should say I've probably got a rougher dial than normal. So yeah, I hope I don't scare anyone too much. So today is stress. I was going to film this outside, but we got hit with a bit of a rainstorm, so I'm going to take the new gimbal out for a run tomorrow, pun intended. And so yeah, make sure if you haven't subscribed now and hit that little bell notification. That way when I do release new videos, you'll be the first one to get the heads up. Okay, so what I'm trying to highlight when I talk about good stress, bad stress is really it's the same hormonal response within the body. So 8-400s, 2.5 hour run is stress. We all consider it good stress, but it's still stress. So your body will still respond to it the same as what we may consider bad stress. So that may be deadlines at work, having a heated discussion about whose turn it is to clean the bathrooms at home, whatever it might be, paying bills. It's still all stress. So what I'm going to talk about is sometimes we need to adjust our training load, especially our hard sessions, whether it be long. Remembering that hard interval sessions is a lot of stress on the body, but also running for 2.5 hours is a lot of stress on the body. So those easy long runs is still stress on the body. So you don't necessarily want to go 2.5 hours running and then 8-400s the next day, because they're both considered stress. They're both high loads within the body. Another example, if you're just flying for 24 hours overseas and your body's really run down, tired, hasn't slept properly, probably shouldn't go out and try to run a 10k PB the following day, because the amount of stress that your body is actually under. So there's times when we need to take that into account. We generally, as runners, as athletes, always try to adjust our training depending on how much load or how hard or how sore or how tired we're actually feeling or we have been going, but not taking into account other factors within our life, as I just mentioned. So there are times where we need to say, okay, maybe I should just run for an easy day, considering what's going on at work or what else is actually going on. There's a lot of chatter up in the brain, and we've got a lot of worries, a lot of stress, and you sort of know when you're actually under a little bit more pump, under a little bit more pressure, and sometimes you need to adjust your training. At the end of the day, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to become fitter and healthier runners, and we're trying to always get benefit and trying to improve. And when your body's always under this a lot of stress, then it's going to be hard for that body to actually grow because of the impact that these stresses have. So I'm just highlighting again the need to control our stress within our body, as it has a lot. The hormone cortisol has a lot to do with controlling blood sugar levels and moods and our sleep patterns. Our cortisol levels always raise or peak just before we wake up, so that's what controls our sleep. It controls our blood sugar levels and breaking down our macros, our proteins, carbs, and our fats. So it's a big deal within the body. And as a runner and as an athlete, when we're always trying to improve, as I mentioned, it's good to take that into consideration. So we hate being sick and tired and run down, and maybe it's not necessarily controlling how much training we're doing, maybe it's controlling our environment around us that may have high levels of stress. So I guess some things you can control, some things you can't, but if there are elements in your life that are stressful, then do what you can to try to minimize that impacting on your training. And like I said, when something's happened in the last 24, 48, 72 hours that's very stressful, don't try to mix in those hard training sessions. Alright, that's it again for today. Tomorrow I'll try to get out with that gimbal and get on to the next training topic. Again, if you like, share, and don't forget to check the show details and follow the link over to my website where you can hire me as a coach and become a squad member.